Well, hello everyone. Hope everyone has a good day today. Well, I'll tell you what. Again, this video is based on things I've been either reading or seeing on my phone, and certainly lately, I've been seeing a lot of this topic. And I even made a video earlier about it, and that is now I'm seeing on TikTok primarily all these people posting videos about whining and crying because their Section 8 is going to be canceled or greatly reduced. From my understanding, anything over 2 years, you're out and you got to find someplace else to live. Food stamps are going to be cut and all this. Folks, I'm getting sick and tired of all these whiners on TikTok, you know, complaining that they're losing this, they're losing that. Folks, it is not the job of the government to provide you a living. It is not unless you work for the government. It is not the job to provide you housing. It is not supposed to. It's not the job of the government to give you free money that you not earned to feed yourself and your kids. And I'm hearing all these women cry. What about the kids? Don't have kids you can't afford. That's rocket science. But some of these people are dumber than a pile of rocks. They were raised in an environment that I can knock out kids left and right, and Uncle Sam's going to pay for my housing, going to pay for my food, going to pay for this, pay for that. Folks, I don't know how many people out there have phones that were paid for by the government and are paid for by the government. What I mean by that is, years ago when they were having problems in, I think it's Ferguson, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis, a reporter, they had some rioting and stuff over some shooting that took place, of course. It doesn't take much for blacks to want to riot. They just got to look around the corner and see something they don't like, they got to riot. And that's what happened in this case. But a reporter asked a young black woman with like several kids, how'd you get your phone? She says, well, I can get it with my EBT card. Okay. And my understanding is there's other different government programs that will provide you a phone and provide you minutes and data each month. And I was talking with a coworker this past week when I was working the pro tennis tournament here in town, and we were talking about that. And he made a comment that supposedly these programs were to be able to give you a phone so you can go out and get a job and support yourself. Folks, but even he admitted that's not what's happening. They're getting the free phones all right, but they're not going out and using it to get a job. I can't count the number of times I drive around, not necessarily my neighborhood, but where I work, kind of lower income areas many times, and even regular areas. And people are walking along the street with their, or sidewalks with their nose buried in their phone. They have no idea what's going on around them. They cannot walk from point A to point B, and that might be only 100 yards, without their nose buried in their phone that the government gave them. So I am hoping, now I probably won't get my wish, but that these free phones will be discontinued. If you want a cell phone, then you go out like I do, my wife do, and go out and work for it. We go out with the money we make, and then go to AT&T and get our phone and get our phone plan, But yes, I am a little upset when I see millions of people, I know it's in the millions too, that go out and do nothing. They do absolutely nothing to earn that phone and the minutes and data that come with it every month. They do nothing to earn that money to help them with rent, or pay completely all the rent. They have done nothing to go out and earn all these on all these different food programs. There's more than I can even think of. Where all you do is pull your government card out and get your food. And when I go to the grocery store, many times I'll see a certain group of people with a basket full of food, and I know they didn't work 10 minutes to earn any of that. Yet my wife and I did, and many others like us. If we want to fill our baskets up with food, we have to go to work to earn it, but not these folks. And folks, too many generations have been brought up, that you don't have to work. You don't have to do anything to get housing, food, Medicaid, whining and crying about Medicaid. Oh my gosh, we're going to lose our the government doesn't owe you medicine. health care. It does not. My wife and I have, I'm a rider on my wife's medical plan because I'm older than her and I'm retired and she's not retired yet. But she has to go out and work to get our medical plan. We just do not sit back and just say it's Uncle Sam's job to give us everything or anything. We go out and work for it, and millions of other people in this country do the same. And millions of people in this country are tired of these lazy ass, worthless pieces of shit. And these are whining on phones they probably got free from government. The irony of it, they're complaining about government programs being cut back, and they're doing it on a phone with data that was supplied free by the government through these programs. What is the irony of that? I'm tired of seeing these worthless pieces of shit whine and cry about this has been cut back or discontinued. This has been cut back or discontinued. Folks, get your lazy ass out and go to work. I know for a fact that a young lady I used to work for ran a deli in a local town, and she had trouble keeping people working there. Why? Because if they worked too many hours in a week or in a month, they lost benefits. Well, they sure aren't going to lose benefits, so they make sure they do not work any more than they absolutely have to. They work 1 hour over, this limit, they get a little bit cut from their food stamps, their SNAP, their housing, whatever, folks. The incentive is there not to go out and work. And this is a problem that's been probably for at least good 4 generations now, since at least the 70s and probably late 60s, Back then, if, you wanted to buy something, you had to go to work for it. Not now, And then I said all these TikTok videos of people, have been caught stealing, baskets full or arms full of food from different department stores and stuff, these people think the law does not apply to them. And we're talking about people now, these traffic stops on these body cams, I don't have to do this. We have millions of people, folks, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't mean shit, because reality is there are millions of people out there who don't work for a living, don't work for a lot what they have. They think the law does not apply to them. They think they can do whatever they want because we've been so woke for so long that, certain people can't be held responsible for their actions. There's always an excuse for it. Always an excuse for their bad behavior. They're not abiding by the law. The law doesn't apply to me. I know my rights. I know this. You don't know shit is what really boils down to. You don't know jack shit. Yeah, that's right. Jack's left town. Okay. Anyway, my rant and raving's about over. I'm sick and tired of seeing on these videos people whining and crying about losing this, losing that. Get your lazy, fat ass, skinny ass out there and work for a living. I'm retired, have been for 5.5 years, and I still go out to work and I enjoy my job. Most of my money goes to my grandkids, but that's okay. That's my choice. But I'm going out and working. And Uncle Sam took for over 50 years money out of my paycheck to support my Social Security check I get every year. I didn't donate anything. Over nearly 55 years, I had money taken out for my Social Security check. Yet I always hear Social Security is going to run dry. But you never hear of food stamps are running dry, SNAP's running dry, housing subsidies are running dry, Medicaid's running dry, all these social programs, you never hear about them running dry. There always seems to be money for them. But Social Security's running dry, Social Security's running dry. Well, fuck you folks. They took money out of my paycheck for about 55 years, every paycheck. And that is what's paying for my Social Security check. I earned it. I did not sit back and do nothing and get Social Security. They took it out of my paycheck every week for like 55 years. So I don't want to hear this shit from these lazy ass motherfuckers, and I'm getting mad now. That complain about they're going to lose this, they're going to lose that, and they've done absolutely zero, nothing, zilch to earn it. And then we wonder why we have millions out there who are basically just dead weight on this country. How do you fix it? You fix it by just getting rid of it all, let them fend for themselves. If they can't, they can't. That's just how life has to be sometimes. And that's how it was up until around the 50s or probably even only into the 60s. That's how it was. You didn't go out and get a job. You didn't eat. You didn't have a place over your head. That's just how it worked. People had the incentive to go out and work. but not now. Not now. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and have a good one.